Reverend John Prioleau is a former law enforcement official. Now, he wants to use his experience in law enforcement to help serve those residents of House District 116. And that's why he's running to become the next state representative for that district. I speak exclusively with the Reverend for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and download my free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Reverend John Prioleau Sr., welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Obviously, I called you up a couple of weeks ago because a prominent person in the Low Country came to me and said, hey, you are running for House District 116 for the House of Representatives.
Correct. That's right.
Why John Prioleau? Why now?
Well, because I am through with my profession as in law enforcement, and now I feel that I want to offer more to the community. I've always offered some of myself to the community, but now I'm in a position I feel that I can offer a lot more, and with a lot more experience, a lot more of willingness to work harder with the community. Also, because I am serving now as the president of the Alumni Association in the town of Hollywood, and served at Ravenel, Megget, Eddystone, and the surrounding area. We have accomplished a lot of great things as the Alumni Association, and also to ensure that our children is well taken care of, especially those children that work hard academically during the year and just need a little bit of support, not just financially, but also for support and letting them to realize that there are people in the community that came from exactly where they're at, and there are good people, there are prominent people, there are people that have made it in society or made out there in life, even just holding a regular job.
Sure.
That we can accomplish a lot. So we are the new example, and for our children, so that they can be able to take some initiative for themselves and get involved, not only going to college, but also the ability to give something back to their community that they live in, that they came from. And they'll see that we have worked hard, and we're not looking for any type of monetary recognition. We just want to be able to help, because these children are our lifeline for our future, and we want to invest in them.
You talked earlier about obviously Hollywood, Megget, Eddystone, and the rest of the areas, and obviously 116 covers Charleston and Colleton counties. What is the quality of life there in your mind right now?
The quality of life is getting good.
Okay.
As you look in the surrounding area, a lot of people are moving to the Hollywood, Ravenel, Megget, Eddystone area. And for quite some time, the people that were coming or moving to the Charleston area were actually, they were residing in either Mount Pleasant,
Right,
or Latson, Somerville area, Goose Creek. But now that trend is actually filtering back towards Hollywood, Megget, and some. I also serve as a commissioner for the town of Hollywood. So we want to ensure that our community is welcoming. It's a nice place to reside, to raise up children, and also to bring that quality of life also into our area as well. And we want to make sure that our growth is not rapid, but the growth that we receive is going to be able to fit into community, not just for the housing, but also for the roads. The 162 needs improvement. Highway 17 needs improvement. So those things are vital when it comes to new residency moving into the area. We want to make sure that the quality of life is there, and welcome all to come into our community, to make it a rich environment for people to live in, and to raise children, and also for industry to move in and bring businesses out there in the town of Hollywood as well.
And I'll get back to that in just a second. But what is your definition of smart growth?
Smart growth is and make sure that we have the revenue to invite those individuals in, where they actually will bring their ideas to the board and introduce what they have, uh, that they can be able to help the growth and the community of the town of Hollywood, and also to offer something as well, not just to drop a lot of houses into our area and just move on. We want to make sure that it's a balanced system that is there, a balanced system involving housing, involving jobs, involving roads, involving community children, and the ability to get along, working with the people that are already there, been there for a for long period of time, and to bring in their ideas. Those are smart growth things that I feel that is workable and is doable, and I believe that the quality of life can be enhanced with individuals coming in with their ideas and maybe giving us some ideas on how to better our community.
What are your ideas when it comes to affordable housing?
Affordable housing is that, of course, compared to the hourly wage that is set right now, that the average individual who makes $15 to $20 an hour would be able to afford a $200,000 or $300,000 house, and that the industry is actually looking to establish in the town of Hollywood and live comfortably without any strain. That they don't have to go out and get a second job. That a family will be able to be able to afford the type of housing that is being offered in the community, and also work with the companies that are there that are coming in to ensure that they are coming into a community that majority of folks in the community are making the just above the minimum wage of $15 to $20 an hour, and afford the housing that is coming, that will be able to come into the community.
What type of businesses do you want to bring to House District 116?
Light industrial type of industry, not heavy, but not extremely light, but moderate.
Okay.
Something that will be able to support the community, support the jobs that will be available to some of the people that they can actually go out and seek those jobs and for the industry that is coming in. I understand Boeing is actually maybe looking to expand out in the area. College of Charleston is looking to expand out into the area. Volvo may be interested in. So I think those jobs are that are coming, and I believe there will come, and we have to make it attractive for those industry to look at us and look at the people in the community, because that's our grassroots, the people that are there that would like to have a good job, like to work hard and earn a good salary. And I believe if we're given the opportunity and given the chance, I think we can achieve those things. And that's what my vision is for being a representative for seat 116.
116.
And I believe that with a different set of eyes, that we can obtain different results. And that's what I'm looking at. Let me take a look at what's out there. Let me take a look at what's available and offer to the community and offer to industry. And there should be some type of different results that are better than what we have right now.
I want to go back to 2014. The Post and Courier wrote an editorial about the current House Representative Robert Brown, and in that particular editorial it reads this: Robert Brown says District 116 is under serious pressure from deep-pocket developers who threaten the area's rural character. What is that rural character right now, in your mind?
That rural character is that, yes, deep pockets industry or individuals that are seeking to move into the Hollywood area is looking to move in, drop houses as quickly as they possibly can, and also to receive revenue or benefits from building those houses. But the impact of those houses that is planted in the Hollywood Ravenel community, District 116, can impact the way of life. And when I say that, is that maybe we're not quite on the level of maybe Mount Pleasant or some of the other areas that is rapidly growing, and sometimes rapid growth can hurt us. But that rapid growth, if you're not ready and prepared for those industries that is actually moving in, you can impact sewer, you can impact water supply, you can impact the roads and also the other conditions. It may help to overall to give us a better um, uh, visual appearance, but the underlying results is going to suffer because of we're not actually quite ready. But we can get ready. There's nothing that we can't do. We can do. We can get ready if we know what's coming. If you know what's coming, and if you don't slow the growth, then you are going to run into a problem. So I believe within my heart and my mind that's what Representative Robert Brown was referring to.
What are those problems now that should be tackled?
Sewer is one of the main thing to accommodate the houses that is actually being built, and that's being worked on by our current mayor. That's being handled. He's actually talking about, and I believe he's already implemented, increasing a 4% millage tax, and I'm in favor for that because I believe that that's going to help with our sewer, and also maybe hire a company on a full-time basis to address the sewer issue that we have right now, and also make sure that we have good clean water for the folks in the community as well. Those who are able to tap into the uh, system can and will be able to do that. Those who are not, hopefully that you can be able to put down a well, or for those who have the septic tank and they want to keep the septic tank, they can also do that as well, as long as they meet the requirement according to DHEC.
Yeah. And I lost my notes, obviously, with your phone. But let me talk to you more about, obviously, what you talked about earlier about Highway 162 and obviously Highway 17. If you become a House representative, how would you work with the Department of Transportation to make sure those particular roads are improved?
I know that's one of a touchy situation, especially 162 with all of the housing that is real close to the highway, and of course, no one wants to lose their property, and I'm not in favor of no one losing their property, but there have to be a better working solution with the DOT in order to alleviate the traffic that is actually occurring on 162 right now. Actually, I live actually in Rancho, and I live before the railroad track, so sometimes it's difficult for me to get out of where I live on Railroad Avenue. And I try not to schedule anything until after 9 o'clock in the morning. But at the time I was working, either I left before the traffic, and after I retired in 2004 from the federal government, so I left early in the morning, and so I was ahead of traffic then, and I could see the trend. The traffic was increasing, and it's still increasing as of today. But to answer your question to how to alleviate and attack the problem of 162, it's a difficult and touchy situation, but I think we need to work with DOT and find another alternative, maybe seek some land that haven't been touched and direct that traffic instead of all our traffic coming in directly from Eddystone all the way on 162 towards Highway 17 heading north, is to find some other alternative for that traffic to maybe start picking up on Highway 17, cross over, and then pick up on Highway 17 and head north, and that would certainly help to alleviate some traffic there on 162, and people will not be able to lose their property because of the houses and the businesses that are real close to the highway right now. And on this, but I do know that when 162 was built and the folks that reside in 162, maybe a lot of things were not taken into consideration. But of course, that's in the past. So now we need to look towards the future. We have a lot of capable and smart individuals that assist on the DOT and also in the community and also on the board and the House of Representatives, our politicians, that we should be able to come together and come up with a working solution. And that's why I said, as being running for the seat 116, to give you a different set of eyes to come up with a different results. And that's the platform that I'm running on, is a different set of eyes to come up with a different results in the future.
And obviously, there's always a talk about heirs property. How would you tackle that in the State House?
Again, that's another very touchy situation. And one of the things that I think we probably need to address is to ensure that the heirs property stays within the community, stays within the family of those individuals.
Okay.
One of the individual things is to educate folks about their responsibility. Their responsibility is to come to a solution within the family that they can be able to get in touch with their relatives that first, second generation, to reach those individuals and come to a solution where that they can equally divide the property that exists within their family. And that's one way of handling it. We as or a politician, you cannot solve heirs property, but you can help to alleviate the problems by giving them ideas how the families can work together and to resolve some of their own things that's going on within the families to get those issues resolved. And I believe if the families working with the politician are working together, they can come to some type of solution that is equitable to everybody within the family. Because as a politician, the objective is to ensure that the people that you support, the people that put you in the position, are taken care of, and they're the one that actually voted for you. And I feel that as a politician, I'm willing to sit down to the table and work with families, work with politicians, work with anyone who's willing to listen to and get the problem of heirs property resolved, so they can have peace and happiness within the family. It's all about the family.
How do you come to the table and vote for changes within the Charleston County School District if you were House Representative today?
First, you would identify the problem within the school district, and as the problem aroses, and you listen to the issues that is before us, and try to come up with a solution within the Charleston County School that is equitable, not just for the people who are in charge, but also our children, because those are the one that's going to affect all the decision that's the adult that makes, whether it's a parent or whether it's a politician or whether it's someone within the school district. It's our children, and is going to be affected by the decision that is made. But in order to tackle any problem, is to find out what is the root cause of that problem.
Okay.
And once we find out what the root cause of that problem, then you actually need to tackle it somehow within the guidelines of the parameter or that has been laid out before the school, and also that is equitable according to state law, and come up with an answer. Any problem is solvable if everyone is willing to come to the table and work hard to resolve those issues.
What problem is solvable now in your mind when it comes to the school district and single member districts and the school board?
One of the things that, and being worked in the school system, and I worked in the school system with Charleston at St. John High School as a student concern specialist after I retired from the federal government. And one of the things that I saw working for the as a student concern specialist and working with our SRO officer is a discipline, and there's probably maybe a little bit of gang activities going on within some of the schools, and some of our kids are very territorial. Um, the main thing that I've seen is one is academic. Uh, make sure our kids are properly educated, receiving the proper education, and they are receiving the proper education because all of the teachers are well educated in their curriculum and in their job description, because that's the reason why they were hired. And also find a way for our kids to receive that education, to tap into the resources that is available for our children. And there's lots of resources that are available today than at the time that I was going to school. You got the internet, you have you have computers, you have things that are a lot more readily available for our children. That there's no reason why they should not receive the proper education if they are actually utilizing those things that are out there. And I know that there is some maybe issues within our homes and so forth, where an environment that the kids that are growing up in, single parents dwelling, or sometimes grandparents are now raising some of the children that's actually coming to school. So it's not just one particular issues. I think there's just a number of different issues that are addressing our children today that needs some improvement on, and but definitely academics to me is number one. Behavior of our children is also very important, that they also behave and be respectful of the adults as that is just trying to educate those children. Our precious cargoes that our parents sent to school, and ensure that they get a proper education so they can move on and hopefully one day go to college, and one day we will be replaced, and our replacement is those children will take our place one day, and so that they can grow up and be productive in society.
And let me get back over to the House District 116 race, because obviously, when you look at other issues in the district, what are you looking at right now?
We're looking at improvement. There has to be ways to improving the community. As you drive around various other communities, you see a lot of improvement in the other areas. So why can't the Hollywood and Radnor area receive the same type of improvement? And hopefully, eventually that they will. I think it's just a slower process, especially for out there in the rural area. One of the things that I feel that as a representative that we can work on improvement of lightings. Lighting is one of the things that could be utilized out there as a deterrent for crime. Also, improvement of buildings, give everyone an opportunity to maybe receive a low percentage loan to improve their buildings or businesses that they are having. That also will help the community. Or either give individual who wants to start a business a foot up and how to work a business, or how to obtain a loan, a low interest loan. All of these things will help, and that's something you can also do as a representative. Also, of course, we talked a little bit about roads, and that's one of the most important things. Because as you go travel up and down Highway 162, and actually I went to a meeting, alumni association meeting last night that was held there, and I would say every 50 yards I was hitting nothing but potholes on the right side of the roads. if we're going to have a single lane highway, then we need to improve that single lane highway. That's one of the things that we can do. If we can't widen it right now, maybe we can improve the condition of it so the highway, so the cars can be able to travel safely at night. It actually was raining, a little bit raining last night, and the lines on the right side of the highway needs to be painted brighter to illuminate at nighttime when you're traveling. One of the things, and being involved as a federal police officer,
Right.
One of the things that is to me is important is crime and the safety of people traveling up and down the highway and operating vehicles safely on the highway. So the right side of the highway, and you have this lights coming towards you from the opposite direction. One of those lights are actually coming from the opposite direction. It's kind of hard to see, and of course, most drivers want to avoid those potholes on the highway. So, but you can't avoid it. But you need the white lane or the right side of the lane be painted so you can actually focus on that right side of the road in order to stay on the highway instead of running off of the road. So those are some of the things that it may be small, but those things are very important when it comes to the safety of our people traveling back and forth on 162. Another things that we can actually focus on. I was involved with the health preparation of our comprehension plan.
Right.
Our comprehension plan is, of course, is a future. What do we want our community to look like 20 years from now? Once we start making those changes within the town of Hollywood, we can look at our comprehension plan and what we put together, and because we would like to pattern after certain other communities, not to be a duplicate of that community, but we have actually extracted some things from other community and of our street lights, our overhead lights as you're traveling down 162 to illuminate, to light up that particular area. What do we want our buildings to look like on Main Street? What do we want? Do we want to be able to have safe walking path for our elderly people as they get older and maybe transiting from one area to another so they can walk within the safe environment that they actually grew up in and they're retired in. We want to be able to have a walking trail. All of those things are important for the quality of life, and anything that's involving quality of life, I would like to be a part of it. And as we get older, and we're living longer now, so as we live longer, we want to be able to enjoy that quality of life that you work so hard for. So, to me, it's a treasure that we've worked our life, and we've added and we've collected things and we've put it into a bag, and now it's time for us to reach into that bag and pull out some of that treasure that we have put away for the many years that you have worked to receive the benefits that you richly deserve, and so that you can have a peaceful life. And if you want to sit on the front porch and enjoy a glass of iced tea, then that's what you want to do. Yeah. So, but anything involved with quality and enhancement of life, that's what I want to be a part of.
What would you do on day one if you become House Representative?
Learn what that position really calls for. No one actually goes into a elected position and know exactly what's going on. And one of the things that I believe and I know that in order to work, and that's my first day on the job or first or second day or whatever, I will learn what's going on. I will educate myself, learn from others who are there, who have been reelected to the position, and dig in and find out how can I do things better. My mother's always said that I'm more of a thinker than anything else, because if I realize that there is a problem, there got to be a working solution to that problem. So my first thing that I will tackle is to learn the job, and that will not be very long because I will spend countless hours, night and day, reading books, studying to see exactly what the position of 116 is all about. It has to be more than just going to Columbia and sitting and listening to what's going on, and other folks arguing about at stake. It has to be a way to resolve the issue that is before us, and that's the reason why you were elected to the position, to get in, to dig in, to learn, to resolve, to speak and to talk. I think if there is something I don't understand, then I will ask questions. But it will not take me very long because I'm a fast learner.
Reverend John Prioleau Sr., thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you very much for you inviting me here. It was a pleasure, and I really enjoyed it.
Likewise, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.